All right, guys and gals, or whatever, triangles. Welcome to the Triglavian Times, Pockevan and Triglavian News Podcast, aka the Consistent Clusterfuck. Sorry we've been gone for a little while. Today I have Mooney and Kylon with me. Mooney is part of the Kybernauts Clade with me, and Kylon is part of Toast. Today we'll kind of cover some of the news that's come out with fixes to the exploit, which most of you guys have probably heard about already. Different podcasts or reading the developer notes, and cover some trig chips and whatever other fun stuff we decide to get into. All right, let's start off with talking about the changes with the OBS. Happy that the exploit's gone. I haven't ran any yet, so I will default to you guys.
So yeah, they just they made it impossible to slide the side in the conventional way. The fleet that does the most DPS gets the payout.
Yep.
I've heard of a few methods of overcome of sliding it after this change has been made, but I've not witnessed it. So far, running them has been, as far as I can tell, same as before. There are a lot. One thing is there does seem to be a lot more drifters landing in the first room, but we can talk about that more later.
Yeah.
But on the short term, it seems to be facilitating a lot more PvP in regards to the observatories. What do you think, Vinny?
So, I actually have noticed that even in the Stellar Observatory, there's a sense of changes where they change where they warp to and stuff like that. That the drifters are like consolidating at the sites.
Well, I mean, that's at least interesting. It makes the gate more interesting than, Trigs or Edencom or drifters around the gate for the first 5 minutes and then disappear. Yeah, it's kind of always a letdown. So it's not really an exploit, but people have discovered a fun, interesting way to do it, multi-boxing, which is unfortunate. Takes them a lot longer. Some people have started figuring it out. Mooney, you witnessed it firsthand. It's what Stratios is, and
so the guy that I saw, basically, he's taking two Stratioses, and the really important part of this is you have to have positive Edencom standing, and basically he's killing the first couple of waves only, and then focusing only on the dread. Yep. And the observatory. After he kills the first two waves, as long as he doesn't attack any of the other NPCs, only the dread will engage him.
Oh, the cheese method.
Yep, the cheese method.
So he must be tracking disrupting the dread with those Stratioses.
So he is changing his fit in the middle into like an overprop, because he puts his ogres onto the dread and then orbits at about like 400,000 meters, and basically speed tanks it. It is what it looks like.
That's why I was saying, I think earlier, Kylon, during pre-show, I was saying it would be nice if they just treated it like Abyssal Space and put a bubble around it. Keep you close. Keep it so you can't just speed tank away.
Okay, yes, I am familiar with this method. We actually do it a slightly different way, but the key is being dual positive to Trigs and Edencom. And you kill the first couple waves of eating com rats, and then after that, they, if you're not eating com negative, they want to aggress you. So you can take something small and fast, or something larger and fast, as Stratios guy is doing, and then you go kill the dread, and the dread does aggress you, but only the dread and nothing else. So if you can deal with that, then you've got it.
Yeah, they have to do something. I mean, I like that it can't slide anymore. I like that they fixed that problem, but they have to make it so it's actually a fleet battle, not, hey, I multi-box and I can do this on my own and reap the benefits. Like, that's
So the biggest thing that we learned yesterday is that if you're going to try to contest the site, you're going to have to make sure that all of your DPS and your reps, like your nesters, are all staying together, because we pretty much blapped half of the OBS fleet trying to contest the site yesterday.
yeah.
And it was mainly because we all got separated.
Yeah, methods have changed a little bit now, since it's not just slidable and dick cheesable.
A lot of fleets have chosen to go with the cheaper ships.
Yep. I have noticed that has changed, that it's no longer Shaxx nesters. People are starting to go in and doing with a lot cheaper ships.
Yeah, the Praxis is definitely a lot more popular now. It doesn't seem to run as comfortably as Leshaks do, but you're also not so worried about engaging others in PvP. So it's a pretty fun atmosphere around them now.
Zero's
most
invading.
notably, Zero has popped in.
Yeah, I'm mute.
Hello, I'm on my lunch break, and I thought I'd come see what you guys were doing.
Yeah, there you go. Quick and easy. We're just talking some of the updates to the OBS. So yeah, Praxis. Yeah, Praxis makes sense. I mean, you can do a lot with Praxis. Okay, let's kind of shift, because I know Zero would be interested about this. The scuttlebutt about changes to Bachman, and what I'm hoping for is that you can play structures, but you have to buy trig cores for the structures from the LP store, and have to be like, the alliance has to be over, the corp has to be over a certain standing. Like, that would be marvelous. We could get structures back, and yeah.
I could see him going a couple different ways on Pochven structures. Either making it like player-owned star bases back in the day, where you had to have like a charter, so like a Triglavian charter to launch some sort, or an Edencom charter to invade, or like some kind of something that makes you engage with the standings grind in some way. Because at present, there really is no reason to do that.
Oh, that makes sense.
There's been a couple of notable battles around the observatories lately. I know iBeast engaged with Triglavian Unity.
Oh, really?
About a week ago, and then I believe earlier today, Volta killed the Marauder guy, Golem guy.
Oh, Golem guy.
The infamous Golem guy.
Golem guy. You mean whelp his fleet once, and you can whelp like 4 Leshak Nester fleets.
We've been trying to find a way to kill Golem guy for a while, so congrats. Who did that? Was that Volta did it?
Yes.
Way to go, Volta. Forgive me, I'm taking you with me. I'm going to go get some coffee.
15 Leshaks and like 5 or 6 Falcons.
Dang. 40-man Leshak fleet goes Bert. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm happy someone killed Golem guy. That's cool that iBeast is fighting the Russians, though.
Little jealous we didn't do it first.
Yeah, I wish we could all. Well, depending on how things go. I mean, Kybernarts are coming back from their fun little 3-week invasion, so you'll see us flying around. So maybe we'll have to do some toast Kyber brainstorming on hitting Golem guy.
I'm sure he's got more golems, right?
Yeah.
A few more to burn.
He can feed to us. That's fine. Yeah, I'm kind of excited that they're finally. I mean, I thought it was fun listening to Declarations of War. Andy Astronaut's awesome for being on our side about us basically giving CCP the middle finger for making Pochven push button receive content. But I'm happy that some people have started taking notice and CCP has finally woken up that, it needs some love. I know faction warfare needs some love. But
Yeah.
But we really, I mean, it will become a ghost town if they don't do something to it. So
It's some of the goddamn coolest space in the game, and it really sucks to see them drop the ball by taking the whole creative team that made the ecosystem we live in. Right, they're the reason that it's small gang paradise, and then
Yep.
they take those guys and they're like, all right, we're going to assign you to something different. We're going to put a completely new squad on Pochven. Who really doesn't understand the mechanics of the space, the people that live there, the war that led to it.
yeah, no, I actually, spoiler, I'm gonna be trying to find a time for CCP Swift to be on with us.
Oh, neat.
So we can have a little powwow. I'll see who else. I'll reach out to a couple others. See if anyone else from the CCP wants to join our
Good.
little happy,
love-
crazy triangle paradise.
I'd love to talk with Swift because I was so frustrated with him that I delivered one of his corpses in one of our structures before we burned it, and my buddy Cosmic got a kill on a CCP Swift frigate or something. So I gotta claim my victory over CCP.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But we'll get him in, which will be fun. It'll be fun to have a little talk. I mean, since we are Pochven focused. So a quick little switch from the fun little news that's exciting to hear. We'll just talk some trig ships really quick. My personal favorites are the Nergal and Icky. I have fed a couple, well, not fed, but I've lost a couple Ickies in horrible, horrible ways. Like safety. I hate safety. But I love the Nergal. It's a little feisty beast. I think the first one, within like an hour of bringing in, I brought in 8 into Pochven, like a smart man, only 500 million ISK Nergals, the way I have them fit. But I think within like 15 minutes of moving them in, I nuked a frigate. They're spicy little things. I don't know how about you guys feel about Nergals. You guys in Toast actually make them.
I can't tell you how deeply Nurgles are tied to the lore of our corp. Forgive me if you hear coffee shop music in the background.
It's all good.
Getting some caffeine, but yo, dude. So back in the day, when we first won our home system, Harva, when we won that star, Electus Matari was whooping us with Trifoons, right? Hitting us with these fast, rapid artillery ships that were big and annoying, and they fucked up our sight runners, and they effectively stopped us in Harva from pushing liminality. And so we came up with Asfrog Squad, which was a squadron of Nurgles, which we would use to harass these bigger ships because they couldn't track us. We're small and we're fast, and eventually our spooled damage was enough to bring down battle cruisers. So Nurgles were like deeply tied to our history, and as you say, like we ended up making them in Harva as well. So that's like our trademark, dude. I fucking love the Nurgle.
Yeah, they're fun. They're dirty little ships. Like I mean, granted, I run them expensive. Not as expensive as I could, but they run them expensive. Like, I run them.
The Nurgle cost so much already that if you don't run them expensive, then they're not really worth buying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but they're so fun. Like it's such a dirty little ship. Like when I was flying the Domovic, like I was just like, okay, this is a cool little frig. Like I can get behind it. Like, and then I really got into trig ships after that because I was having fun. Second I got into Nergal, I was like, oh man, this is dirty. Like this is the dirtiest alt frig.
And there's something beautiful. It speaks to our own battle philosophy. The Triglavian battle philosophy is much like ours, but the Nurgle specifically, it's like us. It's small, It's fast. It hits way harder than it should for its size. And they rely on each other. They uplift and support each other with this remote rep spider tank sort of strategy. Like a little squad of Nurgles is a perfect representation of Toast and I guess the Triglavian community at large.
Our happy little. I hate what they call us, the blue triangle. We're the red triangle.
I leaned into it, dude. My profile picture on Discord
Yeah,
is just a
I
blue
saw.
triangle now. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but
Am I friends with all 12 of the other players who support the Triglavians? Yeah, I'm not ashamed of that.
our happy little community. I mean, yeah, I'm well personally, like I'm excited. I should bring a Nergal back into Pockvin. I moved mine out when we started, the burning all our stuff down. I was like, I'm just moving out a bunch of stuff. Like, probably gonna move a couple back in just to have fun. I'll have to change their names though. I had one name for every day of the week. I literally had Plague Monday, Plague Tuesday, Plague Wednesday, and I literally would use it on that day. And the next day I'd use another, like the one for that day. I'll probably bring in a couple in just for some funsies. I mean, I still have my normal combat ships in Pockvin, and I'm never gonna not call it home. So I'm just on deployment right now.
Nurgles are one of the few things I'm still comfortable taking through gates, man. They're small enough that the drifters can't blap us.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's true. Now the Icky is a different beast. I love that ship so much. When I first got into it, I think I didn't fly it. I think that was the only ship I flew for a good 3 months straight. Like I didn't fly anything else. I lost one to a nightmare in low sec, which sucked with my pod, and I lost one to safety. So, okay. Highline dropped off.
No, I mean,
No.
the changes to the proving ground right there just lets you know how powerful it is, because the old proving ground, it was the king of the proving ground. You pretty much had to have a Icky or you weren't going to win.
Yep. Yeah, well, all hacks kind of got hit though when they got rid of the sig reduction.
Damn, dude, I didn't realize there was a time when you could take Icky into the proving grounds. That bums me out. I missed that. That'd have been fun. Free kill marks, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. The Icky's a beast. Well, even the Vedmak's pretty dirty. I mean, spooling weapons. Period. I mean, I love the disintegrator. I think I wish we could have somehow got Zero onto CSM to pester all of CCP to give us a full line of ships. But the disintegrator is such a fun weapon. I mean, you don't do much damage in the beginning, but man, at full ramp, I've seen some Vedmax doing dirty amounts of damage with, well, they're using the Nemesis implants, but it is unbelievable how a cruiser can at max spool pump out some of that damage.
Yeah, dude, I've come around on the Vedmax. I used to think that all the T1 trig ships, apart from Drekavac and Leshak, were pretty underwhelming, and I never really gave them a lot of respect. I was like, if you're gonna fly a Vedmac, just fly a fucking Icky Tersa. What are you doing with your life? Huh?
until the price got obscene.
Yeah, dude, and I found out how versatile those little T1s were. I didn't even realize. Fucking, we've been robbing banks with Vedmax for a minute now. We call them Breadmax because bread fleet, and they're so useful, dude, and they're a lot cheaper than throwing Icky Tersas at all your problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that a couple times. We went out we actually had a nullsec hole, and I think we ran about 15 jumps one night. And it was, of course, a work night for me, and I was just like, oh, shit, it's almost 1 a.m. I have to wake up in 4 hours. But yeah, it scared people off that were on it, because when we had, I want to say 12 Vedmax in the fleet, and can't remember if we had 1 or 2 Rodivas, and it was just like show up, and everyone was like, "Nope, I'm not going to deal with it. That's way too many Vedmax." What I do need, what I do need to try though. I mean, I've tried the Rodiva. I don't know if you guys have flown it much, but I now have the Tech 2. What is it? The Zarmza or whatever it's called. I have to try
Zarmazed.
it. Yeah, whatever. It's weirdly named. I have to try that out. I kind of want to see how it does.
I don't fuck with Logi like that. I'm fascinated at the idea of spooling Logi. That seems cool. I could see that being useful if you're, throwing battleships around or something and you're scared of getting alphaed. Like maybe I don't know. Maybe there's some situation where that mechanic is useful, but I can't suss it out. I'm always like, why? Especially in Pochven, where we have to change targets. We can only manage like 4 targets, and we have to swap between friend and foe alike. Why are you gonna make them singularly dedicated to a one target? That seems a hindrance for a logistics craft.
Especially since you can.
Oh, I guess Mooney.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
Well, I was gonna say, especially since all the other trick ships have the most of them have the rep bonus. So as long as you have a large fleet, you can rep each other without the Rodiva or the Zarmas.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, no, I have my Gozbur Lashak that is strictly PvP. I knew it out most. I have mine. It's strictly for structure bashing and player bashing, and it newts the fuck out of things. And I'm not helpful in a fleet formation.
The one thing I do wish they'd bring is the interdictors, the trig interdictor. That would be super cool.
I think a trig bomber would be cool.
Trig T3 cruiser, all day, please. Let me make my own transformer customizable triangle. We need it.
That would be great.
Ignore all of the negative effects of trig space with that T3 cruiser. Sounds like a solid plan.
And while we're at it, a Trig T2 battleship, preferably a Marauder. I think that would be appropriate.
And a Blops that can actually Blops into Pochven.
Man.
Yeah, no. I mean, there'd be some cool things that could be done. I really think it'd be cool if they even if they just came out with trig drones. Like trig drones would be cool. Thermal explosive damage, ramp up damage. Yeah, don't have it spool as hard as other things, but it'd be cool to have trig drones actually.
And then Edencom drones that mistakenly kill themselves when their chain lightning just runs between all their friends.
Yeah, that works for me. God, they're still such useless ships. I don't get Edencom ships still. I know they've buffed them a little bit, but
so when I was running for CSM, somebody asked me, just from a mechanic standpoint, what is like a sleeper ship? And I don't mean like a sleeper, like one of the sleeper Jove. I mean like what's a ship that people are sleeping on that could shine in Pochven, but people haven't really realized it. And I argued, I think the Edencom ships, because although I hate them and I will never fly one, there's something valuable about being able to exceed the target limitations of our space, right? Like you don't necessarily have to lock something to kill it with a fleet like that. So, as long as you can get one person in the fleet, you can chain your DPS to others. That seems useful.
Especially with the drones, the drone swarms.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's useful, and it's really useful. Yeah, it could be really useful in Pochven, but the thing is, the damage is so anemic that unless you hit that critical mass of number of ships, it is pointless. Like, because they can't buff the damage. If they buff the damage, it's going to be OP.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the same is true of like alpha strategies, right? Like artillery fleets are individually, any one of those ships is doing pretty shitty DPS, and the cycle time of the artillery is like brutal. But if you get enough people firing that shot at the same time, you do catastrophic damage to the enemy fleet. So I would say the same would be true for the Edencom ships. If you could assure me a proper fleet of Stormbringers with enough numbers, like, you could probably ruin just about anything you come across.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right, dude. I'm just gonna shit damage all over everything you brought. I don't care what someone's gonna die. Like,
I mean,
I
yeah.
would
let's
actually
figure
be
that out,
down to
bud.
try that.
Oh, God. We can't be traitors. I don't want Toast coming after us, Mooney.
I mean, I'm already dual positive, so.
I tell you this, I will fly an Edencom ship the day they make a Kybernaut skin for it, because every one of my favorite ships has a fucking Edencom skin.
Hell yeah.
You want me to fly their ships? Make them red and black, dude.
We have a CEO in our alliance that has done some blasphemy with Leshak. I won't point names at anyone.
Oh, putting the Edencom skin on it?
And then he yells at me for not having a Kybernaut skin.
Yo, I have the Edencom skin for the Leshak as well, because I didn't know what was happening, and the day that they came out, I didn't recognize that one had something to do with Triggs, and I was like, oh, this is cool. It looks like a Paladin. It's blue and shiny. I'm going to buy this. And then I bought it, and I was like, fuck, this is dumb. I'm never going to use this. So I have it too, but kind of by accident.
I'm like staunchly, well, not staunchly. I really don't give a shit about skins. The only skin that I actually use is for a Garmer, and it looks like a Trig ship with that skin. So I'm like, screw it. That's good enough for me. Like, I love my Garmer in Trig space.
I probably have more in value worth of skins than like assets. Like, I probably have more billions worth of skins than the rest of my net worth. I'm a collector, bro.
Yeah, I get that. Is there any other Trig ships we want to kind of like? I mean, we all know the Leshak. We all love it. We all love our mean little battleship that everyone used to structure bash.
All right, I got something. I think it's about time we came to an agreement that the Stratios is now a Trig ship. It was the original. It was the original Pochven ship before T3Cs were king. So I think we own it now. Sorry, Sisters of Eve. Stratios is a Trig ship.
Stratios and Asteros.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, and Nestor, we have Kybernaut skin for it. I mean, Sisters of Eve is just ours.
Yeah, we just own the Sisters of Eve now.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, a lot of us in Kybernauts pounced on a lot of people with Asteros just because.
Did I just hear Sisters of Eve invasion that we're doing that?
Sisters of Triglav.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're now the Sisters of Triglav. They're no longer Sisters of Eve. Makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, Kiki's great ship, dirty ship. Everyone uses them. Small gangers love them. I mean, can't hate on them. You can reach out far. I do own a Draugr, and I do kind of want to fuck around with it. I think that would be fun to figure out. I heard it's really hard though. I heard they're really hard ships.
There's a guy that is running around in Rogue Compel that only runs around in a Draugr, it seems like, and it seems like he gets a lot of kills and rarely dies.
Yeah, from what I know, because I listened to a lot of I listened to Less Than Ted, and I listened to Declarations of War, and all of them, like, they're all small gang, and they're like, it's a steep learning curve for the Draugr. It's not as agile as a Kiki. It's a good command destroyer, but other command destroyers can do things a lot easier than it, and I think that's a fun challenge in my mind. Now, Nick brought up a great point. Miners and haulers. Trigs need those.
Dodge Kaliota.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was, the little one. It's like a cute little industrial that just floats around out there. Let us fly them. They're adorable.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll do that until they give all the other ones one as well, all the faction ships.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. Spooling mining lasers. Yeah, but it'd be so anemic at the beginning. Like, they can't make it better than a regular, like, mining laser or strip miner. Now, what'd be cool is if that spooling one could get crystals for the Trig Wars. Now, that would be cool. I'd be all for that. A trig mining ship that could actually mine trig ore better than strip miners.
That'd be fun.
I mean, I'm a miner at heart. Most of my game experience is mining. We're on deployment right now, and I'm still mining like a madman on my alt because I need to make ISK.
I got to tell you, I haven't been a miner in years. I'm an adult.
I do it to pass the time.
Hey. No, see, I made a joke there about minor because minor means child.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. I said a play on words.
But yeah, no, that'd be cool. It'd be cool if they did do something to give us like give us something. Since we can't compress our ore, give us at least something. Something that gives us something fun for, mining home fields or ubiquitous fields in Pochven. Like, at least it'll be entertaining for us to have our own ships to haul stuff around and mine with.
We should be allowed to craft beacons, some kind of device that we could light up in a case-based system that would cause an invasion and Pochven effects to seep into that system for 24 hours. So it's like, we're like, fuck you, Adama specifically. And we go down there and we pop a beacon, and now the trigs start invading and they start pouring through with NPC crap, and the gates become all fucky, and you get all the Pochven restrictions about lock targets and warp speed, and everybody's going to be like, how come triangles? Like, yes, the invasion.
Say me Jetta 4-4.
Have y'all seen the destructor little module that gets dropped in the stellar observatories that are basically like a mobile smart bomb?
No.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
That thing is super cool. Set a couple of those a little bit off the gate, and I think nothing much is going to come through there. It kills your drones. Like, sometimes I try to get standings while looting the site, and it kills my drones in like 2 seconds if it's near it when it drops.
Well, that's just like okay, yeah. It's not the same, but I mean, you have those in abyssal space for abyssals. But just nuke your drones, but that's drone specific. But yeah, no, that'd be cool. I mean, man, if we could deploy something for 24 hours, just restart invasions, because it'd be fun content. Like, make it so EdenCom people are back and fighting against us. Like, that would be awesome. I would totally be down for that. Like, drop a beacon. It's like, 24 hours of glory day madness of people fighting in a system that should be, normally high sec. Make it, pseudo null for 24 hours.
And then the EdenComs could get a similar industrial route that allows them to plant counter beacons so that, their fleets come in and fight with our fleets. And then we turn any system into a crazy NPC fuckfest like Pochven. It's like now you got exalted fleets crashing against the Hodaspar trigs or whatever the good ones are.
The Hopspar.
Yeah, that'd be fucking exciting, man.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun. Like, it'd be fun. Yeah, but my biggest thing is fix Pochven first before they do something fun like that. I mean, we do Saturday Night Invasions every Saturday night, as I told you before, Kylon and Zero, and like, we have fun. We go out and null sec and low sec and go have crazy fun times and invade. But yeah, that would be fun. Like, once Pochven is whatever they have planned, which I'm really hoping it's cores or something, or as you said, like a charter or something. Like,
we've been finally starting to use Pochven for blops.
Yeah, we're
we'll bridge right out of a system, and then we'll just keep bridging around. We don't even have to ever take a gate.
Yep. Yeah. No. We have that thought process, but we're going the T3C route, so we're letting people train. But we've thought about that as Kybernauts to use it as it is a great base of operations. I mean, I think we can, depending on what system you're in, like, you can hit pretty far out there within Blops range.
Yep.
get behind enemy lines. I always joke about like, well, now that the War of Delve is over and all the Goonies are healing their mother Delve, um, I was laughing. I was like, it'd be hilarious to just pop in the back lines of Test since they're so disorganized right now. Then again, I've been seeing Brave and Test going through the systems that I have structures set up in HiSec, and I kind of giggle every time I watch them go through. 'Cause I'm like, you don't belong here. Go back to being a nullsec Care Bear. But
Something satisfying about taking Null's lunch now that we're out here robbing their banks and they can't hurt us, but we can hurt them. It's kind of
yeah,
exciting.
oh yeah, it's fun stealing bank.
Has any of y'all done the reserve bank yet?
I haven't done the big one, no. I would really like to, but I can't get those keys. They're well hidden.
Actually, we're, or at least I've seen seen how to get the keys.
You gotta have them Marauder, though, don't you?
You don't have to. The biggest thing is you need 3 characters, 2 to be able to do the data, and then you need to change your fit to a combat fit to go against the Edencom forces that are, or no, the Concord forces that are in the second room.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking about them like being like, oh, they're up on contract. They're up on contract. I'm like, dude, they're being sold for 1.6 billion, and you only get like the 15-minute one is getting sold for 1.6, and you only get 1.2 billion when it's done. It's like,
yeah, that's a scam. But eventually, as people get stuff on the market, I think it'll end up going down because they're not going to be able to control the entire market, or we end up finding our own and putting together like a coalition to go against like a somewhere we know isn't as populated, but we might be able to take.
Triangle Fleet, 45-minute one. Got to get a couple of them and just completely rip strip a reserve bank.
It's poetic, man. Bunch of Vedmax show up and take your lunch, and off we disappear. We press the go home button and we disappear back to Pokvan.
Yeah, exactly. Home filament, we're safe. Yeah, no. All right. Let's drift a little bit.
Drift this corner.
I mean, we all know we love stealing from the nullsec Care Bears. But let's talk about some fun actions. I know you guys have been doing some stuff. You've been blopsing. Have you guys been fighting a bit in Pokvan? Hitting any small gangers or interlopers in our space?
A lot of what I've been doing is just roaming around the circuit, taking people who haven't done their standings yet, getting them started. We've been recruiting some new groups, so trying to get them adjusted to the space. But yeah, it's all small gangs for us, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, all triangles are small gang triangles, pretty much. It's the only way to operate. But I mean, we've been doing pretty much the same thing. We've got some new people into our new Bro Corp. Got a couple corps that have joined up. Actually, recruited people out in Allsec, which is funny. You know, they see us in there every day, fucking around with people in Allsec, and they're like, "Oh, these guys are fun. Oh, you guys from Pokvan? What are you doing here?" Okay, yeah, we'll follow you back to Pokvan. We'll get standings.
We started just an extra RP Corp for fun. Called Triglavian Hellspace Revolutionaries Third Echelon, but it spells 3, the ticker. And it's basically a Minmatar Triglavian RP group. Like, the star we took, Harvo, was a Amarian star. And so in our RP, there's like a whole bunch of Minmatar who were enslaved down there. And now they're free, freed by the Triglavians. And so they're like dual loyalists. They still want to free the other Minmatar from slavery, but they also recognize that it was the Triglavians that liberated them from Amarian chains. So now we're kind of trying to blend the lines and do some faction warfare in our spare time, but we're still Triglavians. It's just seeping Triglavianism into other stuff.
Pissing off Edencom at the same time. I mean, not Edencom, EM.
Yeah. EM came to defend us in Harvard. It was one of the, as well as anyone, the politics of Pakvin are fucking
Oh, yeah.
insane. The battle lines are redrawn every day. You don't know when a friend will be an enemy or the other way around.
Shit.
And so
15 minutes, the battle lines can be redrawn.
it was very striking to us when at the big battle in Harva, Electus Matari was on our side of that fight. And we were like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we've been fighting a war against you for months. You're here protecting us. Like, so we've had some very interesting interactions with them. And it would be kind of fun to open the door to future collaboration by being like, yeah, we've got some Minmatar triangles too. Of all the empires, they're the one that I hate the least. They're the ones that actually put up a fight, and I respect them. So,
yeah. Well, I can't say much. I'm a Gallente person, but
I'm racially Galenti, but I'm embarrassed.
my OG tune, though, from 2006 is a Mimitar. I still have them. I don't play them anymore, but I still have them because I can't get rid of them.
Zeramis is Galenti, but it's only because when I first joined EVE, I read those little descriptors, and I was like, oh, libertarian, multicultural, democratic. Oh, you're the good guys. Cool. I'm going to go be Galenti. And oh my God, the Galenti are not the good guys. Holy shit with the war crimes, and they're not good.
Yeah, I just love all the drugs and hedonism. That's all I'm there for.
Fuck yeah.
See, I chose Glen. I wish they need to make Trader Race. They really do. But I did Galente because I started Mimitar, and that was the period of time when your race dictated your starting values. So for training things, and Galente was the best for combat training.
Yeah.
So I
sense.
went into it, but I started. Well, I have a few corps for my alts, but I started one. It's for the triangles to use. I haven't deployed anything yet with it. But it is a corp, so the triangles can start making drugs. I'm gonna make it so we can feed our drug habits for combat.
It's crazy. I used to earn my drugs by shooting trigs. Back before you could side with them, I used to run emerging conduits and use the DED LP to buy cords of Pyrolancia. I can't do that anymore because the trig LP store sucks.
Oh God, the trig LP store is so fucking horrible. Like,
they gotta put some drugs in there for us.
Yeah. They got to do something with it. Like, it has to be fixed. Like, when the blueprints you get from Abyssal Space are 100 times better than the ones you can buy from the LP store, what's the point? What's the point in buying anything from the LP store? Except for we have a fun person in our alliance that now is going to be has bought everything to make their Zenitra.
I got 2 Zernitras and no idea what to do with them, man.
I'm actually about to buy that Blops pack to make a third character in my main account, just to race into a Zenitra.
You know something? That's the one thing I figured that they, like, the Zenitra is a trig ship that we can't use in Poction.
Yeah.
Like, we can't build it. There are none in there that I know of.
I'm gonna
tell you you're wrong, but for OPSEC, I'm not gonna tell you how wrong.
I think there's 2 or 3.
I understand the reasons why we probably don't want them in Fochman, but I mean, it's a trig chip. We should at least be able to do something in Pochman with them.
I'll tell you this: Toast controls multiple Zernitras in Pakvet, but their application, the use case for such a ship is so minimal. I mean, obviously, structure bashing is what everyone comes to, but I don't think people realize there's no high angle weapons for such a ship. It's just the T1 gun, and tracking even a Leshak. On CC, my good friend Kylon and I, we had a little scrap just to play around, and he attacked me with 2 Leshaks while I fought him in my Zernitra, and my friend, he would have won that fight if we weren't friendly and it wasn't the test server. He would have won because I could not fucking track a moving Leshak with an afterburner with that big ass gun. If I hit it once, it would pop like a grape, but good luck fucking hitting it, dude. Like, the tracking on a Zernitra is abysmal. It is meant for fighting big shit that sits still. So really the only it's for fighting capital.
It's a structure capital bastion. That's it. Which in reality, all capital and super capital ships should only be that way. They should not be able to hit small target.
Do you know what the greatest thing about the Zernitra is? It'll fucking 1v3 a regular Dreadnought. You can go up against. I've proven it. You can go up against multiple Naglfar. You go up against a fleet of fucking cruisers. Not only can you tank them for breakfast, but you can put out so much damage that you'll break their tank. You know, you'll fuck another Dread up. So
Yeah, Mooney.
it is.
Okay, sorry, Zero.
No, it's okay. There's always a little latency. It's not worth the price. It's so much more expensive than a regular Dread, and I think anyone who flies Dreads recognizes they're suicide ships, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I knew there was a few in there is because someone was selling. There was 2 up in contract in Pockvin at one point. And I almost bought one, but I was like, dude, I can't fucking fly it. Like, what's the point in buying one when I can't fly it? What, I'm gonna give it to someone else? No, screw that. But I knew there was I think there was 2 that I saw pop up on contract at one point.
My friend, I happen to have almost perfect Zernitra skills. I almost have 5s and everything, which is a dumb thing to have. I'm never gonna fucking do that. But so when I saw one pop up in Pockvin, I was like, yeah, it's destiny.
Nice. So now I know where one of them went.
You know where a couple of them went.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Whatever. Do you know where we're homies with Toast, so I'm not ever gonna shoot a Zenitra, especially if I see Toast in the name. Nick also brings up the fun point about the clothes. God, that pissed me off so much. The clothes in our LP store.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can buy these with items that don't even drop in the game.
I like that. That is good to me. I mean, I've actually heard a lot of my colleagues complain about that. The String Beans complained about that. Some of the people during CSM were like, how come you can't buy these items? And I'm like, because you didn't fucking fight during Invasion. If you weren't there on the field running 13-hour fleets with me and Kylon and everybody here, like if you weren't doing the thing, you don't deserve the red armor. You don't deserve it. If you want a recoloration, if you want some kind of alternate version for the newbies, by all means. I've been issuing, in Toast, we issue a Genelution combat suit to anyone that hits +3, just so that they get some kind of a semblance of the reward that we got for fighting in the Invasion. But yeah, I don't want them to have what I have. That's the only thing we got that means anything is that red armor.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. They should do something different, though. Besides the people that achieved it, they should do something different for the LP store.
Yeah, give them a cool hoodie or something.
Cool hoodie, or instead of red, do like black with some red accents on it. Who the fuck cares? Just do something where that LP store isn't like half of it's a fucking joke. All right. Let's see. Got about 13 minutes left before I want to be done because I don't want to drag this out like with Brisk and Juris Doctor. Let's talk about fun kills. I'll go first. We had Mooney, you were there. We had a fun experience outside of the station that we currently are deploying out of in Nullsec, and murdered a couple of things literally right outside the gate. I mean, right outside the undock. Like, it was pretty funny. Like, Caracal, like, oh yeah. Lots 21 mentioned that Cat for You lost some dreads. That is funny. But we murdered what? Cinnaball. The stabber flew away. Forgetting what else we got. We caught a couple things like right on the undock. It was just funny. It's like we were just starting to get ready to leave on our roam, and it's like, oh, targets right in front of us for us to kill. Zero or Mooney or Kylon?
Yep. So I don't know if you were there, but you heard about the 6 caracals in Kino that we blapped too, right? We had just gotten through running an OBS, and there was a prospect that was baiting, and we used their bait as bait. And
it sounds like the Asunas.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I've been smart bombed too many times leaving our deployment, so I don't drift back. But I'm excited to be back because I can't wait to start. Oh, I can't wait to killing miners again. It's so much fun.
So that's the one thing I really love about Parson, that we can be on deployment and do stuff as a big group. And if I want to filament back and hang out in Kino or wherever we want to hang out, I can do that also, because I'm pretty much always 3 jumps from Kino, wherever I'm at.
Yep. Yeah, I made a mistake in not bringing out filaments for myself, so I could do that. So next time we deploy, I am bringing filament so I can get back. Zero, Kylon, any fun fights or fun kills recently?
So there I was. I just resubbed my alt for the first time in like a long ass time, and I was flying 2 Nurgles around the circuit, hitting incipient drone swarms for practice and fun and memes. When out of nowhere, there came some goons and some Vexers, and they landed on my site. And me thinking, I'll fuck these guys up, no big deal. I was pretty confident, and they started burning towards me. And I was doing the math in my head, like, maybe, I don't know, what if they're fucking smarter than me? What if they have some trick up their sleeve? So I scrambled off grid real quick. I warped my Nurgles away, and then I was like, wait a minute. Fuck a Vexer, and fuck a goon too while I'm there. And I brought my Nurgles back on grid, and I landed on their face, and I ate them for breakfast. And there were no more goons, and I finished my incipient drone swarm. It was pretty fun.
Wait, Zero, we're all goons. That's killing ourselves.
I am Schrodinger's goon. I am simultaneously a horde puppet and a goon puppet until you look at me.
Yeah, we're just pesky triangles. Kylon, do you have anything fun recently?
Oh yeah. Let's see. The other night, it was me and Sativa hanging around in Tanudin, and Sativa decided that we were going to blow up his practice at all costs. So we parked it on the gate, and I was just in 1 Legion, and we just started popping things, and we got like 6 or 7 kills before legitimate business finally put together a fleet big enough to come kill us, and that was. And then after they killed us, they ended up getting a fight at the NPC station
Okay.
with several other groups, including the Ara Asuna and his group of caracals.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that people are feeding into us. It's fun. We've actually fought legitimate business a few times. It's been dumped a couple times out in Nullsec, but it's there's some fun things to be had. I mean, I'm happy you guys are murdering. We'll be back soon in force. We got a lot of people that help with standings, and the triangle will be an angry burr place again.
Oh yeah, Catalyst for you. They did lose 2 dreadnoughts in Nalvula.
That, when I found out about that, I was like, damn it. I wish I knew this was happening. I would have shot at least once on them just to get that on my kill mail. I'm happy Cat for you lost their stuff. Kill a couple more dreads, eventually I think, well, unless we hide our dreads well, our Zenitras well, I think Pakavin will slowly start trending towards the no caps in it at all. Unless they let us, place down structures and we start building and can only build Zenitras. Okay, so this is backtracking. I just want to say this just because I think it'd be fun. I think Zero, you're probably on the same mindset as me. Is that it would be fucking awesome if they do something to allow us to put structures back in Pakavin. And they're different than the normal citadels. They're more trig-based citadels.
Yeah, let us anchor World Arcs.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be cool if we could just actually use the. Those are World Arcs that are at the home systems, right?
Yep.
No, those are anchorages.
No, those are anchorages. Yep. The anchorage.
In fact, I believe, if I remember correctly, the anchorage has ports on the side that are big enough to dock World Arcs.
So let us do that. Let us dock them there, like, and be like a part of the anchorage.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Because the World Arc has a really sweet jump portal, that triangle that it carries with it. It'd be cool to be able to target that into K-Space out of Pakavin, so we can just fly World Arcs around Pakavin, lock them down in a system like a siege mode, like a Dreadnought, target a system in K-Space using something like a Sino system, and then launch fleets out of Pakavin into regular space without the need for Black Ops, launch like regular ships.
Zero, there you go. Instead of that 24-hour deployable thing of like minor trig victory dealio, do that only from, so you can only have 3 of them max coming out of Pochven into K-Space. And say it's 24 hours and do it that way and make it like 10 jumps from the home system. Like anything within 10 jumps of the previous location can be hit by that. Now that would be a cool mechanic. But yeah, pipe dreams. We're just, you know.
It'd be like the storms that go through low sec and null sec.
Yep. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, even like that. Like let it just shift randomly, like through K-Space. That'd be cool.
And it'd be a good way to give us access to World Arcs without introducing a new ship into the capital meta that would fuck everything up balance-wise. It's like, all right, so they only really live in Pochven, and they don't really do any fighting. All they do is they bridge fleets into K-Space.
So, bridge fleet into K-Space, make it like make it low sec or null sec for 24 hours or 18 hours or something like that. Have it shift again. That'd be cool. But that's a pipe dream.
I hate to leave. I think the show is right about to end anyway, but I got to get back on the clock, my friends.
All right. Well, Zero, later. All right, guys, we'll start wrapping up.
Later.
All right, Zero.
Let's do...
Love talking with you, fellow Triangles.
Yep. Later, Zero. We'll go into shout-outs before we end. I'd like to shout out to, well, my alliance. You guys did good on deployment. It'll be wrapping up soon, so get ready for invading into, well, not invading, coming back to Kino and having fun. And having fun in Pochven. And to the new guys who seem very interested, new guys to the Alliance, either by Corp or joining our new Bro Corp. They all seem very happy and excited to spend time in Pochven, from what I've heard. Kylon, Mooney, any shout-outs?
Let's see. I'll shout out to the Rogue Drones and True Sancha for making me rich lately.
There you go. Gotta have that coin purse filled. Mooney?
I got nothing at this moment.
I got a shout out for Mooney. He was happy to join me today, which is helpful. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. There might be a show again next weekend or the following weekend. We got some planning to do. So pay attention to Twitter or your Discords if you're Trigs, because we're all friends with each other, for when the next show's going to happen. All right, guys. Triangles, fly murderous, kill everything in Pochven that isn't blue. Later.
See ya.